Pass the mic to a killer, he get the slaying. I'm Kakarot, all of my bros is Super Saiyan. We stacking blocks, protect the basket, you in the playing. We at the Mecca, hit the game-winning shot like I'm Jalen. Manifesting energies, praying for my enemies. Taking vacays in the keys, working on our synergy. Changing up my wardrobe, never my identity. Smoking till I got a... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with the Cuzzo, Rick the Ruler. I'm here with my guy, The Regular Joe. Fellas, Eastern Conference Finals. Oh my God. There we go.
We got a little echo going on back there.
We in Eastern Conference Finals, fellas. Talk to me,
yes,
man.
Sir.
How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling?
Feel good, man.
You said what, cousin? Hold on, cousin. What'd you say?
No, I said, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how I feel good, man. It's been a long time coming, man. I was 14 years old last time we was here, so you know.
Yeah, this is history in the making, man. And, it's been a long road here, so how could I be anything but happy?
Right.
Nervous but happy.
I mean, those nerves are well deserved. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's the Eastern Conference Finals. No matter how you paint it, you're gonna be nervous a little bit, unless you LeBron in a Heat jersey. No player really.
At this point, you get this far, like, what else are you thinking? Like, you gotta be thinking championship. Like,
exactly.
If you're not thinking that when you get to this point, then
it's a possibility.
You're not fanning right then.
Mm-hmm. Facts. That's a fact. I mean, ain't no way you could tell me I don't think this team can win the championship. Especially I'm watching this game right now, and I'm just like, okay, it's a lot closer than I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? So this is good basketball. It's good basketball either way. So shout out to the chat. Wavy Edwards. All I know is the Knicks better guard up. They better. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you. Dottie Ux. He's ready. He's ready for the hate. It was good. It was good, my guy. Dante. Tune was good, family. It was good, fam. How you feeling? Your Cuzzo. My guy, Carbon Intellect. What's going on? What's the guy said? What's good, my guys? Peace and abundance to Rick, Apollo, Rick, and Joe. Let's go, fellas.
Peace, Izzy.
Peace, my guy. Peace. So, okay, let's get into it a little bit. Elaborate, Joe. You said 14 was the last time you were here. So, what does it mean for us to be in this position, especially immediately after making a trade? You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't take much time to get there. Like, no one really thought that we could be here right away. Like, we thought it was a possibility at some stretch of the imagination. But especially after going through the entire season, it was kind of like, oh, okay, I don't know if we could, do that. I don't know how we would fare in getting there. Maybe next year, even now I was caught saying that, maybe next year this is not, you know what I'm saying? But talk to me, what does this mean to you? Just elaborate on the 25 years.
Where do I start, bro? I mean, first and foremost, this shit means everything. Like, I've been obsessed with this team since I was 9 years old. So, but I mean, you go through 2 17-win seasons. You go through Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
You go through all the draft picks traded away, bro. Traded first-round pick for Bargnani. Then we moved. I think we traded 4 picks for Antonio McDyess.
Oh, McDyess! Wow.
Was it? Hold on. It was somebody we traded 4 picks for. I was just like, what?
I think it might have been McDyess.
So it's like, yeah, man. Like, this shit is everything, bro. Like, to be at this point. And as much as people like to say that there's no way for this team to improve moving forward, that's not true. So to be able to have like the ability to get better in the future and the ability to possibly get better internally, right? With some of the young guys that we have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a great place to be in, man. I can't ask for more. I can't ask for more for this from the players, from this front office. I mean, the training staff keeping these guys upright,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and Tom Thibodeau, right,
Yeah. Yep.
being not as rigid as everybody says he is.
Facts. Gotta be
Like,
honest there.
I mean, missing out on Steph Curry by one pick, drafting Jordan Hill, drafting Kevin Knox when Shea
Mhm.
Gillis Alexander was right there on the same court with him.
Just
It's
piling it
it's
on. Just pile it on,
bro,
bro.
it's been a wild ride, man.
Yeah.
You know, thinking that Frank Ntilikina was gonna turn this franchise around.
Yo, don't
I was
talk
part of
about
the, I was part of
yeah,
the
don't
hive.
talk about his guy like that, man.
I was part of the hive. I was part of the hive.
Yeah, like think about all the
That's how bad it was,
craziness.
by the way.
Think about all the craziness we've believed in, bro.
We had to. We
And
had to.
then looking at this team, like how the hell did we believe in those teams?
Yeah.
And not
You know,
believe in this team.
And then not believe in this team. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
hindsight is 2020.
I think
Honestly, I thought where we are right now. I thought from the regular season, having the Cavs number one, Celtics number two, and then us, trailing right behind them as number three. I thought our hardest battle would be against the Celtics, and we
Mm-hmm.
closed them out in 6 games. So like right now, sky's the limit. It's like you said, how could we not be thinking about the championship right now?
Right.
I mean, we played Indiana last year, hobbled, and took it to 7 games. Right now, knock on wood, we got everybody healthy. How could we not win this series coming up?
Right.
So I'm nothing but excited, man, and hopeful.
I mean, it's like you said, this how can you not be excited? You know what I mean? At this point, it's to me, I've never so my Nick fandom started around like there was a buzz around the Knicks around that time, like 1999, 2000. Because I was, of course, I was a New Yorker, so I was, my family. I'm a Knicks fan. You know what I mean? My uncles and all of that. But I didn't really pay attention to basketball. I was more, I was a kid. I played basketball more than I watched,
Right.
and just, I guess, I didn't really care about being a Knicks fan until and I played with the Knicks all the time in the game, but I didn't really care about being. I didn't understand what being a fan was until that season, and we'll go against the uh Spurs and we lose in 5. That was the first time I remember in my lifetime that I actually cared and paid attention to the Knicks winning instead of just watching a game on television.
Yeah.
And that probably was the worst thing that happened because that was like the last time like they were like ever like good up until of course the years of Melo, of course.
I mean,
So
04 they made it to the playoffs.
they did make I mean
They got swept by the Nets, but they was in there.
yeah.
And I think
And that was
wasn't
the
I think
Marbury and who else was on
Tim
that team?
Thomas. Tim Thomas
Tim
was hurt.
Thomas. Tim
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, yeah. I mean, you know, and that was that was Isaiah here at that time?
I don't know if he was still here or if he left, but I mean, he
Uh,
wasn't far removed because he was. I mean, Isaiah. I mean, I'm sorry, Stephon Marbury
was Isaiah signing, right?
Isaiah's. Yeah, he traded for him.
And even after he wasn't, yeah, he was still like a what do you call him, like a consultant or something like that, or assistant, somebody who like was assistant, associated with the franchise after a while. So uh, that was just a bad time. That was just a bad time.
And then 99, I think 2000. Then they get swept by the Raptors. I want to say in the first round. I can't remember. There
No,
was like,
didn't we play the Pacers back to back?
yeah, but I think that wasn't that. So 90, 99, we beat them. Yeah, and then 2000 they beat us
They beat us. Yeah, yeah.
in the Eastern Conference
In
Finals.
conference finals. Yep. And then that was the end of the urine error and all of that. Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And then I think we had another year where we got swept though by the Raptors. I can't remember what year that was. Vince Carter's Raptors,
Hmm.
and it was all downhill, bro.
I'm glad I don't remember that, honestly.
I don't remember getting swept.
I think we got swept by the Raptors. I don't remember what year that was though.
I'd hit the Men in Black pen on that one because I just completely don't remember that ever happening, and I'm glad I don't. I don't even want to look it up to see if it's true.
It's not even nothing worth remembering. Why would you want to
Right.
remember that?
Well, yeah. I feel bad for you. Bro. I feel bad for you.
Like you have enough bad memories, bro. Why do you want to add
Why
to
do
them?
Why do you need more at this
Are
point?
you do
It's
you
more
like
fuel.
trauma?
It's more
I am
fuel.
I am a Knicks fan at the end of the day, so
That
That's
is
it.
true.
there might be some addiction to trauma.
Yo, man, that's another thing, bro. Like, so let's talk about the people who are talking about how Knicks fans are celebrating. Can we go there?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
So so th- I think that Knicks fans actually have it right
What you mean?
because 16 teams make the playoffs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Out of those 16 teams, 15 are gonna lose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would you not celebrate every
Single win.
step further that you go? Why not? Why wouldn't you celebrate every victory? Like
Yeah.
that victory could very well be your last victory,
Yes.
right? If
Yeah.
you're a Pacers fan or a Knicks fan, you could win or lose game one, or you could win game one and never win another game in the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's the reality of the playoffs.
Hmm.
So not celebrating is foolish.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care how successful your team's been in the past, or if they're like the Knicks, but they haven't had much success.
Right.
Like you should celebrate that shit, man. So on top of that, man, like you think about Knicks fans, a lot of those Knicks fans that are out there, right? A lot of those are young people, right? 20s, mid 20s. If you're in your mid 20s, like you didn't get to see the 90s.
Exactly.
Hmm. Right. Yep.
Like the most success you've seen is 2012, 2013.
Hmm.
And these last, what, four
Playoff
out of the last
runs.
5 years.
Yeah.
Like this is the most success that you've seen as a Knicks fan. You've never seen the Knicks go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Why would you not go nuts?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm not mad at it, bro. And anybody who had a problem with it, I mean, they're all idiots, bro. And they're not doing fandom correctly. And if they want to stifle their enthusiasm, then I mean, good for them. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna jump out the fucking window every
Yep.
single win.
Every single time.
I mean, it's
And-
your team and they're winning. Why would you not celebrate? Like, how? What's the reaction that they want people to have?
Well, yeah. What
Like-
culture are you trying to develop?
Act like it's nothing. Act like we've been there before. Well, we haven't.
We haven't.
we
Exactly.
haven't been-
bro.
We haven't.
When's the
So,
last time
yeah,
we were
we're
here?
gonna
Not in our
celebrate.
lifetime.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I mean, we've
I
been
mean,
there.
yeah.
We've been there. We haven't won one. It's so the closer we get to it, and the thing about it, about this team, and the point we're making is this doesn't feel like a flash in a pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is organic. This is built, well built, and they have a system that actually works. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like this is not a fluke. They're not just playing injured teams like some other champions. And but I But it's got to be said because they're already trying to say that about us. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you only beat them because Tatum was injured. Come on, we're not gonna go down the fact that we already were up in that game by the time it happened. Anything can happen in that game, but let's be honest.
The facts that anybody would fix their lips to say the only reason why we won is because Tatum got hurt, it is asinine. We were already up.
We're up 9 with 3 minutes left.
Not even that game yet.
And we were up 2-1 in the series.
2-1 in the series. We're up that game. What do you mean? It's because he got injured.
And we erased 2 20-point deficits with Tatum on the court.
Exactly.
In their building.
In your building.
Their home.
Come on.
What are you even saying right now?
What are we talking about?
That's like you're a hater. And you're just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna look at the facts. I'm just gonna keep hating.
I'm taking it.
Bro, all they want to do is move the goalpost, man. Like I posted the other day on TFE, man. The goalpost is moving like Barry Sanders, dog.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And the sad part about it to me is that like we see all other franchises do it. We see all other fan bases do it. They get excited. They're able to jump around and act crazy. But as soon as Knicks fans have anything to cheer about, it's like, yo, chill out. Like, why y'all excited? And like, what do you mean why we excited?
You're not gonna win anything anyway. Well, you don't fucking know that because you said that we wouldn't beat Boston.
Yep.
You said that we were gonna lose in the first round to Detroit, which I thought was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so what the fuck do you know?
Nothing. They and that's the thing about it is I think Ricky's frozen. Rick, you there?
I'm about to say Rick is just cheesing.
I'm like, yeah, he's loving this conversation. Yo, oh my god. I'm sure he'll be back. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Fritz, what's going on, my guy Fritz? He says the Knicks smell an Eastern Conference banner. We have a team we thought we were better than last year in our sights. We are pre-parading. Exactly. Like, come on. Like, you can't be mad at me for being excited about this, man. Come on. There you go.
Yo, on top of that, Cat, we just seen what happened in the Boston series. Like, that team is going to be compromised, not just in that series, like the entire season next
season. Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Life comes at you fast.
Yep.
So I'm gonna enjoy what's going on now because if you would have told
Eastern Conference is looking different next year,
bro. Imagine this, right? So the Thunder are 4 wins away from the NBA Finals, right? 14 years ago, they were in the NBA Finals and they lost. Now, if you would have told that team when they had all of those guys, when they had Westbrook, Harden, Durant, that they would never get back to the NBA Finals again, and the next time that they would get back to the Finals, I believe it's the first time they've even been in the conference finals since then. If you would have told this team it would have took them 14 years to get back, and they had those guys on their team, nobody would believe you, bro.
No, absolutely not.
It's hard to get to this point, man.
Yeah. I mean, especially how our summer went. We didn't have like a splash summer until the last second. You know what I mean? We were like, who's our center? You know what I mean? Remember that point of last year?
Yeah, I remember.
That was actually a thing. You know, like who was our center going to be? Like Hartenstein got up and got out of here.
Bro, we watched the entire free agency like pass us by, and we're all sitting there like, I guess Julius is gonna play the foul.
Yeah, like we were sitting here like, yo, after he gets back from his shoulder, he's playing the 5, I guess. You know what I mean? Who do we got? Who else do we have?
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, that's just, it's just crazy how, you know, where you can be, the difference a year can make. He said nobody said this when Sacramento was lighting the beam. They were loving it. Exactly. You know what I mean? Every time they lit the beam and they were getting crazy, everybody was loving it. Like
nobody was telling them, "Oh, you're not going to win anything anyway."
Man,
get out. You're not going to win a championship. Well, you know what? So are the 15 other motherfuckers that don't win a championship.
Right? Like, duh, you're not going to win a championship. Okay, who else can you say that about?
Right.
Pick 14 other ones. So Carbon Intellect says, can we talk about all of these Knicks in the finals on both sides? Yes, I mean, that's I was saying that as well to my boys earlier. I was like, yo, it's dope that we have,
Mm-hmm.
guys on both ends that we can say were Knicks. And like we kind of we assisted in their development, you know what I mean? And showed their value while they were here. You know what I'm saying? Like Obi Toppin, of course, people like he's a one trick pony, but we showed you how he can be effective in that role. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? In his play style. We also showed you how you can take Isaiah Hartenstein to the next level and what they were able to do with that. And all the years that Julius Randle was here, of course, you're able
Mm-hmm.
to see the elevation and the change in his game. Because I remember we was talking about the spin machine. That was the whole first season. Oh, this guy in that spin move. He keeps doing that spin move, that spin move, that spin move. And his game just elevated every year. You know what I mean? So you got to give him credit for that. Dante, even in the year that he was here, I think he made more of an impact here than he did anywhere else in the NBA. You
Special
know what I'm saying?
moments. Yeah.
Special, big impact moments. So the fact that we were able to showcase these guys' talents on our team, and they're still able to do that on other teams, and it's not like oh, they were only good because it was the Knicks, because you hear people say that because there's not that many people that plays for the Knicks, so of course they're going to get the ball all the time. But well, look what they're doing for other teams too. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's definitely good to see that, and like I said, no matter who we play, even in this next series, we're gonna see an ex Nick. You know what I'm saying? Like going forward, no matter how this plays out, we're looking at an ex Nick on the other side, and
True.
we're gonna go to battle. It's gonna be fun. And Toon says people hate the Knicks because of the fans, just like people hate the Eagles because of their fans. That's true too. I mean, people hate LeBron because of his fans. I was one of those. I could not stand LeBron just because his fans. His fans got on my nerves. And
Mm.
that was really it. I really couldn't say much about LeBron. I actually liked LeBron until like a lot of my friends became fans. And I'm like, all right, bro, come on, son. Like, I know he's good. Like, I get it. And then I heard it a little bit too much. And then I think a switch was flipped one day. And then I just was like, yeah, I hate this guy. I can't.
Oh,
Yo,
over this guy.
but
Yeah.
even hating Knicks fans doesn't really make sense.
Right.
Because all we've done is stunk. Like, what you mad at me for?
Yeah.
Oh, we've been losing, and all of a sudden you would be mad because we winning. Like, you mad at the
Yeah.
Knicks?
Exactly.
You mad at me? They shouldn't have let this happen. Like, you know what I mean? You bugging out.
Like we've been in the dark for all these years. We get a little light, and all of a sudden, what you never
Oh,
seen light before?
and to be clear, too, people don't hate Philly fans. They hate fans that cheer for Philly teams from Philadelphia. Understand?
They hate the Philly fans.
They hate the people from Philadelphia
Hmm.
because, let's be honest, these people are a little, what's the word I could use? They're a little of bad taste. So yeah, you muted, Cat.
Yeah, you mute yourself.
Good. I had nothing to say.
So I mean, that's how I look at it. Like people, I feel like it don't matter. Like people just hate. I feel like people hate New Yorkers. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even when it comes to fandom, bro. Just in general, people just don't like us, man.
I've heard
And
it. I've heard people say it.
that's okay.
Yeah, I've heard people say, even people from down here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they don't. I mean, of course, they're talking to me when they say it, so they don't literally hate New Yorkers, but they're like, sometimes y'all act like y'all know everything, and you act like y'all this. It's a mentality that we do carry. I mean, I'm not gonna say act like we don't have a perfume or cologne or a scent. You know what I'm saying? Like that is it bleeds
Hey,
out. Like
Cat.
you
Hey,
can't
Cat.
hide
They talking to you because they think you're one of the good ones.
that. Right. Right. I already know what you're getting at. Like, but
Oh,
it was actually black people that said it.
nah, I see. I wasn't even saying. I wasn't
All
even
right.
saying. I wasn't even going that route. I'm just saying, like, you're one of the good ones, bro. He's a good New Yorker.
Yeah. I guess I will be one of the good New Yorkers. You know what I mean? Respectful. You know what I'm saying? I keep to myself. I don't really want people in my business. I'm not, as loud as your typical New Yorker. I guess it might be the Aquarian in me. I don't know. That's just how I am. I'm kind of laid back. You know what I'm saying? I've always been like that. But you know, they they don't like how we drive. Like it's literally like I bet you from New York. As soon as they see the license plate, they're like, "Yo, see," and they'd be like, "Yo, like I could have been down here for mad long with the New York." You
I
know what I'm
don't like
saying?
how they drive, so
Right.
whatever.
You still
Exactly.
got New York plates?
No.
Oh,
Hell no. What, you kidding me? Insurance is way too crazy for me to have New
yo,
York
tell me
plates.
about it.
I
Tell me
would.
about
That was one of the positives of moving down here.
it. Mm-hmm.
To be able to have two vehicles with insurance under $200.
Oh
But
my gosh,
but
that's crazy.
but anyway,
That just pissed me off.
my bad, bro.
Yeah.
That just pissed me off, man.
Under how much?
All right, maybe I stretch it. It's like 210.
Nah, that pissed me off, bro.
It's like 210. But neither here nor there. It's just,
That actually angers me.
It don't even make any sense though. That's the part that upsets me. It don't even make any sense. My
it's
bill
not
just
even.
went up, and I didn't have any claims. I didn't even
Bro,
call them.
mine too. Mine too.
I called them today. I was just like, "Yo, why did it go up? What happened?" She was like, "Oh, that's just everybody. It's just going up." I'm just like,
My joint went up $60, bro.
damn,
What?
damn.
$60.
I don't even want to tell you what I'm paying for one
I'm not
vehicle.
gonna say it out loud, man.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed.
Listen, I do not envy living
Just
in the
know it's not
Bay
210.
Area
And I'm in
anymore.
PA.
Oh yeah, you're PA. Yeah, I mean it's tri-state. It's that area is you're gonna and you're not too far from.
Bro, I live in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's no reason for my joint to be this high.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
is
there's
going
nothing.
on?
Yeah, there's literally nothing around here but trees. I literally cannot live like a normal person, bro.
Why,
If I don't have
why are you
Wi-Fi,
looking
bro,
around?
Yeah,
Why are
my
you
man,
looking
look around
around?
the
yo, listen.
He
If
said,
I don't have, if I don't have Wi-Fi, bro, my life is over, yo.
yeah,
There is no 5G, like nothing like that. Like, nah, bro.
Yo, I'm crying.
that's crazy.
Yo, my man said, there's nothing around here.
He just needed to confirm.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
even
yo,
have. There's not even street lights around here.
yo, nah, that's
Damn.
crazy.
Y'all
But
just get the reflectors.
that's probably why. That's probably why they're like, yeah, they ain't got no streetlights over there. We're gonna have to raise the insurance. It's crazy over there. I couldn't even see coming around the corner. So
Let me
yeah,
ask a question. Oh, you get
yeah.
that.
No, good.
All right. So, of the Western Conference teams that are playing right now, who would you prefer playing in the finals?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, there's only one. There's only one
There's
right
only one
answer.
answer. There's
Yeah,
only one.
OKC is
I think-
legit. OKC is legit the boogeyman.
Yeah,
For multiple reasons, it's
they're a
Minnesota.
tough team. Yeah. I like the story of it, playing against Randall and Kat, seeing that they switched teams and they both made it here. Like, it's like a what if, but I think it'll be nice to go head to head.
Wow.
Toon said, I live near David Duke's nephew.
Oh wow. The funny thing is, he might be serious.
He might be right. I don't know where his nephew lives, but shit, he might be onto something.
It's probably dead ass serious. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, let's see. Let's get back. Xavier's in the building. You're What's
Yeah.
going on, family? What's
What up,
going on? What's going
X?
on? What's going on, man? Just here with the good vibes on a good Tuesday night before we get into the series tomorrow, man. I'm a little, I can't say it's nervous because it's not that I'm scared we're gonna lose. It's more like like before you say you got a show in the morning, like you know what I'm saying, or something you gotta do, or like, oh, I got a game tomorrow. Like I'm the one playing or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
You get the little butterflies. Like it's kind of like I'm part of what's going on, which is weird.
mm.
It's kind of odd. Like I'm not dribbling a basketball, but I know that throughout the day I'm gonna be looking at my clock and checking how much time is, what I mean, it is between now and tip off, because it's like, this
Yeah.
is something that's serious. This is part of my timeline. You know what I mean? Like this is something that, there's people who have, unfortunately lived and passed away that have not been able to see the Knicks
Well, yeah,
win a championship. You know what
it's
I'm
true.
saying? So it's like, and we're avid Knick fans. So this is huge. This is huge. Just looking at the crowds, seeing all the people in the city, it's kind of like, yo, like this is
It's big. Yeah, it's
pandemonium,
big.
and we didn't even win anything yet. We didn't even get anywhere. Tune says things the Knicks have to do to force Hallie into driving and rush shots and keep Turner out of the paint. Well, those are the two things that they do good.
Yeah, Turner don't want to be down there anyway.
Turner don't want to really be in the paint. He shoots, and
He's a shooter now.
Hallie
Yeah,
Hallie likes to drive and kick. So I mean, we just gotta be physical with them, but at the same time, just get perfect. Like we have to be perfect on our rotations on defense, because they are really good at hitting the open man. They don't have a guy that's going to take a shot over all the other guys. Like they're really good at hitting the open man and swinging the ball around.
yeah,
So and that's Rick Carlisle. He's done that well for his entire career. That's what his teams do. So that's kind of the identity that these guys have. And then the head of the snake is Tyrese Halliburton. So let's use that against them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna pass. A lot of times they're gonna pass. You got a lot of length on the floor now. When you got Mitchell Robinson back, it was a lot different than last year. Last year we didn't have OG Anunoby for the entire series. Last year
hmm
we didn't have Mikal Bridges. Um,
hmm
Last year, midway through the series, Josh Hart has an abdominal strain. So, our defense just was a completely different team. We were breaking down. Speaking of breaking down, Jalen Brunson breaks his hand in that series. It's really, I don't want to just count them out because we were injured last year. Like this team got better this year. They did
Yeah, I was
get
about to say that. A lot of people saying, "Oh, we should have beat them." Minnesota's a better team than they were last year. They
yeah,
might not. It might be the
hmm
same personnel, but they're better. They're
they're
more
better.
prepared for the playoffs.
They're better
Like,
defensively.
they're
You know what
much
I mean?
better defensively. And like Rick Carlisle said after that Knicks series, he said that the Knicks taught his team how to compete in the playoffs. So they're more
Wow.
ready for this moment than they were last year.
You know, that we kind of have that. I have that same feeling about Detroit for us.
Detroit, for sure.
You know what I mean? And ever since we went to war with Detroit, it was kind of like something clicked. Like we were able to play basketball through being aggressive and still playing smart enough to not let the fouls take you out of the game. Um, besides for that one game with Brunson and the Celtics series picks up 5 fouls in one quarter.
That
We didn't
wasn't
get to
real.
talk about that. Did we get to
That
talk about
wasn't
that?
real. No, I don't think we did, but that wasn't real.
Do we have to?
Bro, that was last series. Whatever.
I mean, they were fouls though, except for maybe one that was debatable. Like
Now that's the thing.
he was
They were
hacking, bro.
they were fouls. They were fouls, but there was a
Mhm.
lot of fouls
Yeah,
all over the
exactly.
basketball court. Is
They
what I
were
was
letting
saying.
a lot of stuff go,
You know what I'm
and they
saying?
chose
So
to call those on Brunson. So it
all
wasn't
in
real.
one quarter. All in one quarter. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing is if your intention is to allow them to be aggressive, but you want to make sure that they're not being overly aggressive and you still calling fouls, then
Yeah,
make that the make that consistent on both ends. Tip says it
exactly.
all the time. Make it consistent on both ends. Cool. Like if you're gonna call that call it. But if he's seeing another guy consistently come down the court and make that play and there's not a whistle being blown, you don't think he's gonna try to adapt that same behavior? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's the same like if you're raising your kids. If you tell one like, listen, I don't want you going in the kitchen, and the other one starts going in the kitchen, after a while, like give it a day, both of them are gonna be in the kitchen. Like
yeah.
it doesn't matter what you told them. Like they're watching another person get away with what you told them not to do. So
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know, man. Like it's just a I don't like to blame the refs for anything, but sometimes it's completely obvious when they're like taking hand of the game. You know what I'm saying? And we always say it like they're if you give them the game, they're going to take the keys and run away with it. So you can't let that happen. So and most of that is mental. It's not even just the physical aspect of the game. It's you have to understand that these guys are gonna make calls that you're not gonna like, get over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just play basketball. So anyway, I saw a
I,
comment that I did want to respond to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
I
seen
was gonna say,
Xavier. I seen Xavier was talking some nonsense.
What do you say?
he
He
owed him
said
an
I owe him an
apology.
apology,
I'm waiting for my apologies from
but I
oh,
don't know. I don't know what
what
I'm apologizing for. Like, why
he
would I
said
apologize for that?
he said that old bench was better than our current bench.
I mean, we're currently playing two guys off of our stellar bench, Xavier. So yeah,
Ah, we're doing better because our starting lineup is better.
yeah,
I
we're
don't
literally
think
playing seven guys. So I don't even know why he's talking up the bench like the bench is like this elite bench.
Yo, speaking of the bench, my man Cam is struggling. I really need him to have a Cam like experience,
Yeah,
playoff experience game. Like we need one of those games this series because we didn't get
yeah.
one last series, not one. So I think we got one in the Pacers,
Game
the
one.
Pistons series. Yeah, I mean he kind of like won us that game. Like he came in
Yeah,
and
he
he started
definitely
making
was the
things
spark.
go.
Yeah,
I don't. We need one of those games, at least one, and just some consistent basketball from Cam. He's been playing like a real bench guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he like a guy that you know what I mean, like a guy that you put in when the game's done. You know what I mean? It's even his just the way he runs the floor sometimes. It's kind of like dog. Like, whoa, what is going on? What happened to you? Well, what happened to you?
I think for the series that we're about to play, you
Mhm.
mentioned Halliburton, but I think one guy who is the biggest threat to me is Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, yeah.
I um
Pascal
I,
is
I don't
I'm not worried
I,
about him.
I respect him a lot. Like I feel like he has championship experience, and I just think for the position he plays, like we had a tough time, containing him.
He
Like I
was
think
being guarded by
Halliburton.
Josh Hart.
he was being guarded by Josh Hart though. I was gonna say that.
What and what are you
Josh Hart
saying
is
by that?
Josh Hart's 6'4".
He's six
Yeah.
four, and
Yes.
So
Pascal's like six
he's gonna have
ten.
OG Anunoby on him, bro. It's a completely
Okay.
different monster.
Yes,
Okay.
and if it's not OG, then if
Did you hear what that Toronto dude said about Toronto practices back in the day?
Nah.
He
I need to
said
hear.
he said Pascal really had a good practice, and he left it at that.
Wow.
Wow,
He didn't say nothing else, bro. He just said Pascal really had a good practice.
Hmm. I don't know. He's the one that I'm most concerned about, but we'll see how the series go.
I mean, he
Because
has the most experience. He's a two-way player. He can have the most effect on the game out of all the guys. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm being honest, seeing what he was going against last year, OG gets hurt. OG was having a great game. It was a game 3.
Having an amazing game, bro.
I think he had 28 through 3 quarters or something like that.
Something like that.
And then hamstring.
Yeah.
And then after the hamstring, it was a struggle. I think Brunson had just came back that game. I think he was out or was coming back in. I think he was actually hurt when OG got hurt, and he came back in afterwards because I remember that. Yeah, that's what I think. Brunson got hurt, so they were going to OG. OG had the ball like every play, you know what I mean. And then he was coming through, and then he tries to go up for the dunk, and then he hurts his hamstring, and that was when the series really, went crazy because no one could guard Pascal at that point, and Pascal was kind of like just shooting over whoever, but
Yeah, you know what? You know when we really like lost that series though, because we still won that game when OG went down, and then we were pretty much in that game 3 in Indiana, and then Nemhard hits that crazy shot. Remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, that was pretty much that, bro.
That was
we were about to go 3-0.
Yep. That was tough. And then after that, it was kind of downhill, and
injuries took over.
Hartenstein was kind of shaky defensively. That series, it was rough. You know what I mean? We didn't have Mitch, we didn't have Julius. It was a lot of guys we didn't have. So we got my man's from the Lawrence Tears show, Uncle Freezy in the building.
Shout out wow. To Yo, I'm up here with Joe.
Yo.
Yo, I'm up here with Joe. Okay.
What's good, man?
Yo, salute my guy, Rick.
Salute.
Okay.
Yo, look. I just gotta say one thing about the chat, man. Yo, y'all be disappointing me. Let me tell you why. Because I was told not to reply to some of the stuff I'm gonna see in the chat, right? But there's some people in the chat and y'all not checking them, yo. Like y'all letting it go. Like why y'all letting it go? Like put these people in their place. Like what kind of chat are you? Stop letting this happen.
Right.
Last out, yo. Ain't that what Knicks fans do? We last out. We throw garbage cans at Pacers fans. Like what y'all doing in this chat?
Right. Like what's going on? Talk to me. What we got to do to get some combative energy in here, man? Like,
right. You know we should have hit him with the truck, but most of us can't drive. You know, we just hit him with the closest thing. You know what I'm saying?
See, but luckily I do know these guys. See, now the energy would have been different if I didn't know these guys. I know these. I've actually gone to school with both these guys from grade school.
We don't care,
but I don't want to
take the responsibility away from.
I don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying? It's just easier for me to look past it. Shout out to my guys, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's Knicks all day, man.
Hey, I'm not allowed to say nothing, guys. I'm not allowed to say nothing. We in the Eastern Conference Finals. The vibes are immaculate. I'm not allowed to lash out.
You can say what you want at this point. We can.
It's on y'all to lash out because I can't do it.
He's under strict orders.
Freezy.
Yo, salute.
Welcome.
Salute, my guy.
Man, that man said welcome. You know, I feel at home anyway. What you talking about, bro? Welcome me, man. I love being here, man.
My
you know what I'm saying?
The number one chief rocker. So talk to me about how you feeling right now as a Knicks fan in the Eastern Conference after all of these years, almost 3 decades, man. Talk to me.
Hold on, Freezy. Before you answer, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
57.
Okay.
So he got a
lot to say.
You got a lot to say.
Yeah, a lot. But let me first say it like let me say it in a way that makes sense so people can follow. So first of all, I'm a Knicks fan first. I'm born in the New York tri-state area. I'm born in Jersey City, right? As a shorty, my first favorite NBA team was the Harlem Globetrotters, because Sweet Georgia Brown used to play the joint on the radio, and if you were a shorty from back then, it's like only a few songs that you just hear the music, no words, just the music, and it just drive you crazy. For the younger crowd, for y'all, it might be the music off the ice cream truck. You know how you outside playing and the ice cream truck be like mad way down the street, but you could barely hear it.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, is that the ice cream truck?
And you slowly hear it getting closer.
Yeah, and it's getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
And you like, yo, man, I got 75 cents stashed in my Pumas. I'm gonna make sure that girl across the street, Keisha, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I get her some off the ice cream truck so I could be her man. You know what I'm saying? But you like mad young, you like 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? But and so Sweet Georgia Brown used to come on like the commercial used to come on, man. It just drive you crazy. And so I finally started going and seeing the Harlem Globetrotters because of my love affair with Sweet Georgia, all of that. And so that made me fall in love with the Garden. Right. And I used to go in the Garden. This is, mind you, I was mad young. I didn't know. So I'm mad young going in the Garden. And people have been like, yeah, the Globetrotters good, but they'll never beat the Knicks. And I'm like, well, who the hell are the Knicks? You know what I'm saying? So it's like this love affair for like 50 years, right? But I'm a fan. I'm from the area. I'm also a content creator, right? So it's all these mad layers to how I'm feeling right now as a content creator. I'm like, yo, we finally got something interesting to talk about, right? As a fan, I have so many mixed emotions. Like, I'm super excited. I'm mad, angry for some reason. I don't know why I'm angry. It's like a F everybody type of.
Yeah. That's primal, bro.
Yeah,
that's primal.
Right, when I should be celebrating though. You feel me? Like I should be celebrating, but I'm like, F everybody, we finally here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's that.
I can relate.
Is that, and as a content creator, you're like, you know what? The fans finally get something. I'm gonna set my feelings to the side and just have this legion of Knicks fans, millions of Knicks fans have their moment. And I'm just gonna do what I can to kind of extend this moment as long as I can, so Knicks fans can enjoy it, right? And so, as a fan, when I turn these mics off, man, I still walk past the mirror like, yo, can you believe it? Like, so I'm like angry. I'm in disbelief. I'm super excited. As a content creator, I'm like, man, this is the perfect storm of everything. It gives me real Knicks content to talk about, right? I get to talk about matchups and players and environment. I get to talk about the moment. Like, is this the biggest moment in Knicks history right here that we're living in? And maybe not know? Because when the Knicks won their 2 championships, man, I was 2 years or a year and a half for one, and maybe 4 or 5 years old for the other. So those championships are not mine. Those are like whoever was the adult during that era, that's their championship, right? Because I was too little to understand. You feel me? I'm just like, hey, everybody look excited. Everybody look geeked up, man. I'm geeked up too.
Right.
But see, I never got that in a seat growing up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, thousands, aughts. I never got the opportunity. And so, we started at a certain place, and now we here. Now we at a place where the championship is 8 wins away. Right? We got to legitimately, win 4 before we lose 4. And can this team do it? And so without getting too wordy, wordy, I'm at a point in my life. See, this is not like the Yankees, because you always expected the Yankees to win. When they lose, when they don't win a championship, you're disappointed.
Yeah.
Right. You it's not like with the Mets where every 10 years, the New York Mets go on a magical run and they end up in like last summer, it just passed. Every 10 years or so, the Mets are going on a magical run to get to build your faith back up in them. The Knicks don't do that. We fail fantastically for 50 years, right? And so now that we here, I'm at this point where I'm not going to say the Eastern Conference Finals is enough, but it's enough to rekindle that burgeoning fire that's in all our souls, to rekindle that belief in the Knicks that was always there, but kind of like slowly but surely wore itself down over the years. Yeah. Our fandom never did, but our faith in them winning a championship slowly but surely, just over the years, you know. And so I guess, without being too wordy, man, every Knicks fan that I see in person, I dap them up and hug them. They walk up on me. Big man. Yeah, you don't even know me. Someone don't even know my name. Big man. Yeah, I live in the South, right? And so I live in the South, and I live in between Charlotte and Atlanta, right? So it's Hornets fans and it's Hawks fans, and it's also, but when I see a Knicks fan, randomly they just walk up on me. Big man, let's go Knicks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They telling me what part of Brooklyn they from or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess listen, man, Apollo, I'm sorry. So I guess the real answer.
No, I love it, bro. I love it.
Let him cook, yo.
Yeah.
The short answer to all of it, bro, is, man, I'm excited, angry, nervous, all these different things at once, but and all these emotions have separate places, but I'm feeling them all at once. Like something like I'm just out and people just, you know, yo, you down here, right?
Yeah.
You know how it is when you see a random person with Knicks stuff on.
Yeah.
You like
it's like you're in the desert. You see somebody in the desert. It's like, oh, yo, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
Like they're the only person you see.
You feel me? And be in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like my wife might be carrying like 50, 11 bags. Like we probably just somewhere just shot. Well, Rick, y'all probably won't know anything about like spending money all the time. Y'all rich, so for y'all, man, that ain't nothing for y'all. But for me, like we be out shopping with her, I be like, dang, she about to burn my card all the way up. And then I see a Knicks fan, and I forget about all that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So until I pull a card out, and you know, of course, it got the Knicks logo on it. You know, I got the Knicks card, so hardcore Knicks fans. So yeah, man. Just So I'm feeling a bunch of things, man, all at once, and the part of this that I probably won't ever understand is, if I'm feeling this now, what am I going to be feeling next Thursday when everybody's printing out Knicks NBA Finals t-shirts? Can you imagine what next Thursday is going to feel like when
that final script with the Knicks, bro? I'm gonna lose my damn mind, bro.
I already told my coworkers. I said, listen, if the Knicks win, don't expect to see me at work for a couple of days. I said, I'm coming down. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna go see Dre. I said I'm going everywhere. I'm celebrating with everybody who been through all the pain, and now
I was emotional. I was emotional when the Liberty won, so I don't even know how I'm gonna deal with the possibility of the Knicks winning, man.
And that parade didn't go the way that the Knicks parade would go. Just for anyone who saw that parade,
no, not even close.
Like, do you see what New York City looks like? Like the way it looked the other night, that is just a fraction. I'm telling you right now, I truly believe it will be on epic proportion probably something similar to, like New Year's Eve.
That shit'll get a reading on a Richter scale, dog.
Yeah. It's
Heck
gonna
yeah.
be the amount of people outside will be
Yeah,
ridiculous.
they said they're gonna have to call the military in to contain the crowds. Like the police won't be enough.
Absolutely.
Bro.
That's the only way you're gonna keep the peace. First of all, they just seen
Yeah.
regular cops. All them people, they just gonna run over them anyway. So you gotta have that kind of crowd. You're going to have some big guns out there for sure.
Right.
Just to keep people in check, you know what I mean, so that people feel safe. Because at the end of the day, I do want to bring my kids out there. I do want my kids to be able to experience that without have to worrying about the dangers of that, people getting crazy out there. So that he says something similar to the Eagles parade. I mean, no.
What? No.
No.
Nah, dog.
No, bro. I'm sorry. And that's not to talk trash about the Eagles parade. I'm just telling you now, there are people who are not living in New York anymore, who are calling out of their jobs to be in New York for that parade. All over the country. So, I mean, good luck.
I already know we're gonna trash our Airbnb. I already know our Airbnb gonna be trash. I'm gonna just take the card and just go in the trash.
Please.
Yo.
So we had a follow-up question to that. So what do you say to the people that are saying that Knicks fans are celebrating too much or too soon?
Oh, that's a great question. I probably of all the questions I've gotten, I think this might be the best question that I probably have gotten in this moment. Over the years, people ask me great questions, but this one right here in this moment is probably the best question somebody asked. What I would say to them is that they have no idea the sleeping giant that has been awakened, right? And we're celebrating because because the crazy thing is they forgot about the crazy celebration after Brunson hit the game winner on Saw Thompson against Detroit. How bonkers that was.
That was
right.
crazy.
We out here calling Brunson Kobe after that, right? And bro, but when you knock off your all-time rival with everybody healthy for the most part, everybody was healthy. Porzingis played, Tatum played, Brown played. For the most part, everybody was. Sam Hauser played for the most part. What I would say to them is that you have no. I'll say it in hip hop terms. I don't know if y'all hip hop fans or not, but I'll say it in terms like this: a party ain't a party till we run through it. So you might have seen celebrations before of other teams.
Yeah.
You ain't seen no Knicks championship celebration yet.
Yeah.
This is like the tip of the iceberg right here. This right here is nothing.
Did they even how big was it in New York when they won the championship in the 70s? Was it like it is now, where there like a lot of Knicks fans and like, not that I just feel like the energy around, there's so many Knicks fans now. Like the NBA just merged not too long before then. So I don't think the fandom was nearly as big as it is now.
No,
well, I'll say this just real quick, because now y'all got me so amped up, bro. just real quick, the first championship. Remember, the Yankees were down, the Giants were down, and so that year of 1969, the city was going crazy, right? Because it starts with the Knicks. It starts with golly. It starts with the Jets winning the championship. For any Jets fans, the Joe Namath year.
Joe Namath, yeah.
Starts with that, right? And then you get the Miracle Mets that same year. And then so Knicks fans, so New Yorkers was in this thing like, yo, we got a chip. we got the Jets, we got the Mets, and then the Knicks, who should have won the championship the year before that, win the championship for the 69-70 year. So you got all your underdogs in the city winning the championship in the same year. So we felt like championship city, right?
Right.
Now, mind you, I was an arm baby, bro. Not an arm baby. I was probably a toddler then when that was happening. In the second chip, there was some retooling to the team. A few stars had entered the Lou Alcindor had entered the league. All these new stars had entered the league, and our team was getting older, and we won that second chip. Now, over that 4-year stretch, we probably should have won that 5-year stretch. We probably should have won 3 or 4 championships, but that moment is lost to history. But the fact that we won 2 in a 5-year stretch is crazy.
Yeah.
So to compare it to now, where a passionate fan base has been I'll say mid for 50 plus years. And wanting something to root about. We got invaders in our city. There's another NBA franchise here with like 8 or 9 people going to their game, but them 8 or 9 people mad loud. You know what I'm saying? And you got everybody winning championships, even the Liberty winning championships.
Yeah.
Everybody getting chips except the Knicks, right? So now you like, when is it going to be our time?
Yeah.
And so it's been like a volcano just waiting to erupt. So every now and then you'll have like a rumbling. You think it's about to blow, and then it don't. And then now is probably the biggest rumble of all, with like this thing ready to just be out of here, bro. And so I'll ask you this. I'll ask you this. Can you imagine the feeling of watching Ant-Man just standing there not playing defense in Game 5? It's 14 seconds left to go in the game, and Jalen Brunson is just standing there dribbling out the basketball in Game 5, waiting for the confetti to fall out the sky for the NBA championship. Can you imagine, bro? Can you imagine, bro? I mean, whoever you, Ant-Man, SGA, Julius Randle, Hartenstein, whatever NBA player you want, watching Jalen Brunson.
I'm crying. I'm crying, bro. I don't care. I'll be the first one to say it. I'm crying, bro. I'll be the first one to say it. There's gonna be tears in my eyes because I'm not gonna believe it. Then I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna be quiet. My wife probably gonna be looking at me like, you all right?
Bro. That's what I'm saying. Joe, that question was probably
that's how we opened. That's kind of how we opened the show. So I just wanted to give you a chance to weigh in.
Right.
Whoever came up with that question is a great content creator, because people generally don't ask questions like that, right? It's like one of them questions like, basically saying, hey, encapsulate all these things at once and put it in a contrite response. And so I'm like, bro, for those people that don't know what it's like to celebrate the biggest thing ever, they have no idea what it's like. That's why they judge us on celebrating the smallest thing ever, because they don't know.
Yo, but this is what I said, Freezy. Like I said, yo, there's 16 teams that make the playoffs. 15 ain't winning, dog.
Yep.
So the T-Wolves made it to the Western Conference Finals, right?
Right.
They knocked off whoever they knocked off. I can't even remember. They just lost this game. They might not win another playoff game. They could get swept. Like, that's the possibility, bro. So imagine if their fans didn't celebrate making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
Like, live in the moment.
Right.
What's the point of stifling your enthusiasm for what?
Right.
You might,
because somebody else doesn't want to see you celebrate.
Exactly. Yo, you might not get to this point again. You think that the Thunder, bro, Thunder, I was just telling these guys, the Thunder were in the finals 14 years ago. They had James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook on their team. Do you think that they thought that they would not ever have a chance to get back there again until now, 14 years later?
Right. Right.
Yo, this shit, we haven't gotten to this point in 25 years. For all we know, man, we might not get back for another 25 years.
right?
Celebrate this shit, man. I
Talk
just
about it.
watched Jason Tatum go down and basically dash not only the Celtics' hopes of a championship this year, but next year.
Right.
And who
Right.
knows what version of Jason Tatum comes back from that injury.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
So
Yep.
life comes at you fast, man.
Life comes at you fast, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta
It's,
enjoy it.
it's crazy. I actually had ordered Domino's the other day, and there's a guy that always delivers my Domino's, and he actually is from Harlem. So I seen him the other day, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, Knicks baby, and he was like, I hate him, and I'm like, damn. Like to see somebody in a different city who's from your city say that they don't like the Knicks is kind of like what?
What?
But usually that comes from pain. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
heartbroken. Yeah,
That comes from pain. There's no reason for you to hate the Knicks. You know what I mean? The
Right.
Knicks didn't do anything to you. So, and he was an older gentleman. He probably around your age, Freezy. So I know he's seen a lot. Like he's seen
Right.
a whole lot go down with this franchise, and he probably like, nah, I'm good. I know a lot of people younger than him who
Right.
said, yeah, I'm hanging it up. I'm good. So and become a Brooklyn fan. that's
Yeah. It's funny. The funny thing is,
Become one of 87.
right.
yeah, one of these Brooklyn. That's how y'all getting fans. Y'all can't get fans through basketball. Y'all got to get rejects off the reject toy island. That's what y'all did. Yeah.
Yo, let's
Y'all
go get the
shopping in
fans that's
Barbie
angry.
Ghetto
They don't
fans.
want right. The desperate fans. Let's go get some desperate fans. Y'all got some desperate fans over there?
Right.
Bring them over
Hey,
here,
Dante,
man.
man. I just hope that you smash the like button. That's all, bro. Thanks for watching.
Dante definitely smashed the like button. Dottie Huxtable. He definitely smashed the like button, man. It's all good.
Thanks for watching, bro.
It's all good. I think he might still have his Jalen Brunson jersey in the closet. So I'm not gonna put him on blast. So real quick, Freezy. Don't want to hold you too long. Actually, we're probably gonna wrap it up soon here anyway. Just let's just go around the horn. Basically, what do you think this series ends up? Let's say obviously we believe the Knicks should win the series, and if the Knicks do play the way we believe that they should win, what is the outcome of the series in terms of games? 4-3, 4-1, however. And why did they win? You go first, Reezy.
Ironically, I believe the Indiana Pacers play style plays right into the hands of the Knicks defense.
Really?
Yep. I think they are in for the rudest of all awakenings. Right. If they thought Boston touched them up mad disrespectfully last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think this year they are in for like the rudest of all awakenings. Right. And because here's the thing, I think we all have a sense that if we were playing a healthy Cleveland team instead of a healthy Indiana team, we might have been like, ooh, we may have our hands full right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But
I still feel that way personally, but
right. Right. But the thing is strength in numbers can't beat us. Right. Think about their best offensive player, their bucket getter, just happens to play right into OG Anunoby's defensive style. Oh, you want to run around the floor and use strength and speed and quickness and athleticism to score? We got that. We got a dude that showcases that every night. Oh, y'all have a skinny 6'5" point guard. Oh, we have a skinny 6'6" defender that we can put on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Y'all got a big man that can shoot threes. Oh, we got the best one of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then y'all legitimately gonna have to depend on getting scorers off the ball from Nimmert and Ben Mathurin. Okay, well, good luck with that. I hope they score 60 points so we can beat y'all 120-87. Right. So the thing is I don't it's not as if I'm disrespecting the Pacers, but as a basketball mind, somebody that played it on from day one as a youth all the way up through high school, played some in the military, all these different places, right? I feel like Indiana's best shot was if they could get the Celtics, right? It looks like they were built to beat the Celtics, right? You know, the Celtics don't want to move their feet. They have defenders. They don't really have any playmakers outside of Tatum. And so, but when you when you place them against, Indiana's not going to out rebound us, right? Their big man rotation of Thomas Bryant and Miles Turner, there's no way that they can fend off the physicality with Mitchell Robinson and Cat. And even if they go small and take their bigs off the floor and give us some looks with Siakam at the 5, that also plays into our hand because that gives us the opportunity to put Deuce on the floor if we go take both our bigs off the floor for a spell, not for extended minutes, but for a spell.
Right.
That'll give us chances to get Deuce on the floor to guard Halliburton. And then now you can give Mikal Bridges the opportunity to shut down the other scorer. So regardless of what they do, they play right into our hands. They could do strength by numbers and all that stuff. And that works great when you have an all-time great. If you have an all-time great, like somewhere like a Kobe Bryant, and then you play an 11-man rotation, well, on nights when things don't work, you still got Kobe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
On the you could play 1 through 10, but if you got Steph Curry, when it don't work, you still got Steph Curry.
Yep.
But Indiana, when on nights that it don't work, you telling me Tyrese Halliburton got to bail y'all out? Hey man, enjoy Cancun.
Yeah. So
what's the prediction though?
So yeah, what's your prediction in terms of how would
man, Knicks in 3.5.
3.5.
Knicks in 3.5.
They didn't even finish playing the last game. Damn.
Nah, they just gonna dribble the ball out in the second half. Game 4, they gonna be dribbling the ball out, waiting for the game to be over.
The confetti gonna come down in the third quarter. I'm telling you,
bro. Can you imagine what game 1 is gonna be like tomorrow in the Garden?
It's going to be a zoo tomorrow, bro.
Bro, in the Eastern Conference Finals in the can y'all imagine what the energy gonna be like?
That's gonna be wild. Just outside the Garden, just outside,
bro. And then that mentally fragile team, them, that of all the teams left in the playoffs, I'm not gonna say they're soft, but they're the most shakeable of any team that entered the playoffs. Like I think Detroit legitimately mentally is tougher than Indiana. Right, Detroit is mentally tougher than them with less talent, and so if they have to go back to Indiana down 2-0, and in the third quarter, if the Knicks have like a 10-point lead, these dudes ain't coming back from that, bro. They just gonna lay all the way. They're gonna do like Benny Siegel tell them, bro, get down and lay down, bro.
So Joe, tell me, I know you have a difference of opinion in terms of how this can go. I know you're not saying that the Pacers are gonna win, but talk to me how I hope that's not what you're saying. But talk to me about how you feeling, Joe.
Nah. I mean, I personally think that the Pacers are kind of scary, bro, because I feel like they're going to challenge the Knicks in ways that the Celtics didn't. Like the Celtics, we knew what they wanted to do, right? And Tom Thibodeau basically baited them into doing what they wanted to do. Like, we knew that they wanted to shoot threes, and Tom Thibodeau is basically like, we're going to switch everything, and you guys are going to shoot your threes, but you're going to get some open looks, of course, but some of the threes you do shoot are going to be contested step-back threes, and they shot a lot of those. Right, and that's not a high percentage shot. That's probably a 32% shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Indiana is not really looking to chuck 43s, 53s. Like they're looking to run on makes, misses. I guess the thing that concerns me is the Knicks up until probably not until Game 6 of that Celtics series, their transition defense was very questionable.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping is that they learn from that and they could bottle that Game 6 and bring it into this next series. because their transition defense in that game 6 was phenomenal, right?
Right.
Like their communication in transition like was top notch, bro. Like as good as you can really get. Picking up guys high up on the court. Like how many 29, 30-foot threes did Boston shoot, right?
Right.
So if we could bottle that and bring that into this series, we'll be fine. I guess what I'm worried about though is just the transition defense, man, and Cat falling down on drives. We're playing 4-on-5 on the other side. Indiana hasn't missed a three in the whole playoffs, it seems like everybody's shooting 40, 50% on their team from three. So I just feel like the Knicks need to be able to bottle what they did in game 6. If they do what they did in game 6, and I think they can, and I hope that they will, I hope they don't need any added motivation, right? It seems like the Knicks always need motivation to do the
Right.
right things.
Mhm.
I hope that they are now in a position in the Eastern Conference Finals where shit is real and they don't need added motivation to bring that team that we seen in game 6, because that was by far, I don't even think it's remotely close, the best game that they played all year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if we could bottle game 6 and bring it into this series, I have no worries. I mean, Halliburton, Tim Burton, LeVar Burton, Knicks in 5.
Right. Right.
But I do believe that this team presents some challenges that are going to test the Knicks in ways that Boston didn't, in the way that Detroit could.
Fritz says predicting a
Wow.
50 piece from Brunson or Cat this series. They can't defend us.
Yeah, they don't really, and that's another thing. I talk a lot about Indiana. On the Knicks side of things, like they don't really have a natural matchup, and I think that's what's going to really hurt them in this series. They don't have a matchup for Cat at all.
Yeah.
Right? Like we've seen that in the regular season. They really have no matchup for Cat. I imagine Carlisle is going to try to come up with some sort of scheme to figure that part of it out, but they don't really have a natural matchup for Cat. And
They'll use Siakam a lot on him.
I mean, good luck. Good luck.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And they don't really have. I mean, they're gonna put Neesmith probably on. I'm assuming they're gonna put Neesmith on Brunson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Neesmith had some success, but a lot of that success came after Brunson hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
And that's it. So.
And truthfully, as long as we're in the game,
if we're in the game, bro, we have Brunson and they don't.
I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we can come back from any game, and the fact that we have the best closer in the game, you know what I'm saying? Like it creates the perfect combination of a way for you to get out of every game. Like you should be in every game. Number one, if you're playing it the right way, and if you're in the game in the fourth quarter, then you have to worry if you're the other team. You know what I'm saying?
What do you say about this though? I'm wondering what everybody thinks. Like, so we've seen them in the Pacers in some really weird close games, right? In the playoff and even towards the end of the season. And they've won on some just crazy shit, right? Like they've had some crazy shit happen at the end of their games. That's why I was kind of shaking my head when Freezy was saying that they're mentally not tough, because I've seen them in some pretty tough situations where they could have just say, you know what, this game is over, and they kept fighting. Like I think that I don't think we're giving the team enough credit. So what do you guys think about some of these crazy finishes that they've had, man? And the Knicks are known to make shit interesting at the end of games, right? Even when it's advantage Knicks, like we don't like to just close the game. Like we like to make shit interesting. And if you make shit interesting against this Pacers team, like we've already seen that they'll beat you.
So my response to that is that I think that I see a lot. You know what? I'll wait. I'm gonna go last, Rick, because you didn't get a chance to speak already. So I'll start with you, Rick. Go ahead.
Initially, I was saying Knicks versus Pacers. Knicks will get them in 5 games, but I'm just looking at the trend of their entire playoff run this season, and they seem to be finishing teams off in 6 games. So I think we're just going to keep the pattern going and do Knicks in 6. To the point that you made, Joe, as far as Neesmith, I think Brunson will have no problem getting him in foul trouble. He'll spend a lot of time.
He does foul a lot when he
Yeah.
when he guards Brunson.
I think
The
Yes.
Pacers
he
in general,
fouled out last time he played.
if I'm not mistaken, the Pacers in general foul a lot.
Mhm.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think Neesmith is a little too much, and I think he'll overdo it. He'll end up in foul trouble. He'll be on the bench quite a bit, and then Brunson will do his thing. The comment about no matchup for Cat, that's also true. And to the point I was making before, Siakam, there's not much of a matchup for him, but you guys said that OG could lock him up, so I'm hoping that to be true. The only thing that Indiana does really well is they like to run and gun, and they like passing, and they're always looking for the open man, pass, and if we are able to slow them down on that, I feel like there's no way we won't win the series. So Knicks in 6, but they most likely can finish them off in 5.
And please, let's punish this team on the glass, yo.
Yes,
Yeah.
we should.
They're not a great rebounding team. Like we need to make them pay on the glass. Like we need to be monsters on the offensive glass.
That's facts.
Right.
That's facts. So, Joe, so once again, your question. What was your question again? So we could go around. You were asking us the second.
I was saying because Freezy said that they're mentally he doesn't think they're tough. And I'm like, I've seen these guys in some situations. I've seen these guys in some situations where they should have quit, bro. Like there was no reason for
what about the context though? What about the context of the obstacle that they overcame?
That's
right? They legit went to overtime to finish the Bucks without Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Does that count as coming back and finishing the team off? That you had to take a team with no all-star point guard, and you had to take them. They took you to overtime, and you finished them. You outlasted them in overtime. Does that count? Or what about in Cleveland when some of those wild finishes when they didn't have Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter, and Donovan Mitchell hurt all at separate times through the series, where they had these furious backs, right? You know what I'm saying? Now here's the thing.
But down 7 with what was it? Down 7 with 30 seconds left, 15 seconds left, or whatever it was against Milwaukee. Like they could have just packed it up, bro.
They could have. I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Context. Like I agree with you to your point, to the point that you were making. I didn't view it as that because I look at the quality of competition. Did they knock off the Milwaukee Bucks at their best? Were the Bucks at their best when they got knocked out?
They haven't really beat anybody at their best for the last 2
years. Thank you. Right. That was my point.
The Knicks are the best team that they're gonna play outside of the Boston Celtics last year in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And that's kind of then. And we saw what happened, and that's kind of what I was gonna allude to myself is that at different times you had Evan Mobley out, you had like you said DeAndre Hunter out, and Darius Garland,
Brian Mitch,
Donovan Mitchell. So and even last year, and I made that comment earlier about the Celtics team, but it's true. Every team that they played last year, they ran into their star was injured.
Injuries.
Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler was injured. And who they play after that? The Cavs. The Cavs, Donovan Mitchell was injured. I think 2 or 3 of those games. Then they ran into the Pacers after the Pacers beat us in 7. But then Halliburton gets injured.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they take it, which they were going to win that series anyway.
But,
but they didn't have to work. I didn't feel like they had to sweat at all last year. And they just walked all the way to the finals. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different this year. You know what I mean? It's not like the Cavs. We're not, number one, you're gonna see a lot, and I mean a lot, of Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. You think they played a lot of minutes during the year? Like I'm telling you right now, that those guys are going to be on the floor a lot for that team. And then you're gonna have Mitchell Robinson let's just the play where he gets in, he guards everybody on the play and ends up on Jaylen Brown and it ends up with the steal. Like, not can you name other centers that are doing that?
There's probably maybe one other center that could have done that
And I
in
can't
the
even name
entire
them, but
league.
I'm gonna give you the
Maybe Bam Adebayo.
maybe Bam, maybe Bam. But you have a center like that, and then you got OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, and then you got Josh Hart. So yeah, Cat and Brunson, all they really have to do is just be in position half
And
the
by the
time.
way, Bam is like 6'9". I don't know if there's a
A
7 footer.
footer is not a 7 footer
Yeah,
moving
that
like
was you know what that was though, right? That is Mitch, the healthiest that he's been in a very long time.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Peak Mitch. This is what we were talking about at the trade deadline. Is it worth keeping him? Is he really going to make an addition, make a difference to our defense with a worst defending 3-point defending team in the league? Is he really going to do that? That was me asking those questions. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. You know what I mean? Because I genuinely was asking, how is Mitch going to change how we defend the 3-point line?
Right.
Fritz said, well, he has. Well, I mean, he lets the wings pin their ears back a little bit, I think,
Right,
and
exactly.
be
Like,
more aggressive at
exactly.
the point of
Because now,
attack.
now you know you don't have to guard somebody all the way to the basket. You know what I mean? So it's the difference that Mitch makes in this series alone. We didn't have Mitch last year. We didn't even have a star big at all last year. So to give us Mitch again, to throw Cat in the mix too. You got Jalen Brunson healthy. Josh is healthy. You got OG. You got McCall. All of these guys who, yeah, I mean, we're not mentioning a lot of bench guys, but these guys played 35, 40 something
Yeah.
minutes a game anyway. So good luck dealing with that. You're gonna have to deal with different variations of it. You're gonna see a sprinkle of deuce here and there. I mean, you're gonna have to see. We're
I
gonna
think we
have to
got to
play.
see campaign,
I was
bro.
about to say we have to play Cam. We
Yeah, I
have to,
33 minutes.
because there's so many guards on that team. Like you gotta be able to match a little bit just with how much they're gonna with TJ McConnell alone, how he just runs
Yeah,
the.
I
yeah.
feel like
That yeah.
Cam is so explosive,
Mhm.
right? That like you got to at least give him a look in this series. And if you find out that it's not his series, then you go back to what you were doing against Boston. But you got
Mhm.
to give him a look, just because he could just have these moments where he just
Yeah.
goes berserk.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Fritz says I question keeping Mitch at the deadline. Mitch had to give us more than 15 minutes to be worth it, and that's exactly what you're seeing. It's exactly what you're seeing because a lot of these games up until recently he wasn't even playing a lot of minutes. Especially in the Detroit series, he played. I mean, he played minutes when Cat gets hurt, which happens all the time. I mean, gets in foul trouble. I mean,
Oh,
which
yeah.
happens all the time. And that's those are usually the bulk of his minutes. Because during that season you didn't see a lot of Mitch and Cat on the floor at the same time. But last series you got to see these two on the floor a lot, and it's a huge difference when he's on the court with Cat.
Yeah,
It alleviates.
Missoula was miserable.
He was miserable. He was trying to do the hack of Mitch. He was like, "Yo, what
Yeah,
the hell do
yeah.
we do?
I was just gonna say
What
that.
do we
Yeah.
do?" So for me, if I'm gonna give it a number, just to wrap things up, uh, if I'm gonna give it a number, I mean, my heart of hearts, I'm saying Knicks in 5. You know what I mean? That's just I do give I do give them a game to explode. They're known to have an explosive game. We're also known to play with our food for one game a series.
Mhm.
Like, it happens. It for some reason it happens. I don't know why we need to get, like, I think Joe, you mentioned earlier, like something has to wake us up all the time. Hopefully we don't have to deal with that. But I do see if these guys come out and play their roles, and the mismatches are really there and evident. I don't I find it hard going past 5. I really find it hard going past 5, and that would be my best case scenario. I wouldn't be mad if we won in any scenario. I don't care. But my best case scenario,
Yeah.
I'm taking Knicks in 5. That's just
Yo,
how I
if
feel.
the Knicks, if Game 6 Celtics Knicks show up, that
They
was a
just got to.
championship team that night.
That was a championship team. That was absolutely a championship
For
team
one night, bro. That was a championship team
on all levels,
Right.
and everybody saw it. That's why even media is like, can the Knicks win the championship? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not even thinking about the matchup if we run into OKC and the fact that we still haven't beat them this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's talking about that the way they talked about it during the Celtics series. But now it's like seeing the way we were playing in the playoffs, and especially that last game, and they're like, hold on, what do we got there? What do we have here?
Yeah, shout out to all the scared Knicks content creators that been saying Pacers in 6. Y'all shook to the motherfucker, man.
I
Yo,
couldn't.
how are you a content creator saying Pacers in 6?
They shook, man.
Come on, bro.
They shook.
Man. That's.
They probably thought we got lucky with Boston, so Indiana's we're gonna fall to Indiana or something. I don't know.
Yo,
it
listen,
gotta make sense.
Y'all know, you already know how much I love KFS, right? And they had Caitlin Cooper on over there who covers the Pacers. If you love hoops, you probably heard Caitlin Cooper's name before.
Yeah.
They had another dude who was like a Toronto Raptors crossover, and they had DJ Zulo and Benji was on there. And Benji was the only one that picked the Knicks on the panel. I couldn't believe that DJ Zulo picked Pacers at 6. And that whole entire
Ace said Pacers in 6?
Yeah, he picked Pacers at 6. And that whole entire podcast, I felt like the whole entire podcast was about how are the Knicks going to be able to deal with the things that the Pacers do.
And not the other way around. Yep.
And they didn't really talk about anything that the Pacers are going to have to deal with. I don't disagree. I believe that this Pacers team presents some incredibly difficult challenges, bro, that the Knicks are going to have to overcome. At the same time, like, the Pacers are going to have to deal with some stuff that, quite frankly, aren't their strengths.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, like, in building the team to go against the Celtics, now we actually have a team that other teams are trying to figure out how we're going to play this team. You know what I mean? Like, what do we do in these certain situations? So, I mean,
because if the Pacers want to, like, get up and down and run, like, we could go small. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to go double big.
We don't.
We could go small and play just fine. So, I mean, there's different ways that the Knicks could beat you. Like, we've seen that all year. So, I mean, more power to these guys who believe that the Pacers are not going to have anything difficult to deal with in terms of the Knicks. I mean, Jalen Brunson alone is kind of a headache, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
Keeps a lot of coaches up at night.
Yeah.
If I may, I just want to say this. That's one of the reasons why I don't that's why I don't listen to every Knicks content creator.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what I'm saying? So no disrespect to them. But everybody that talk basketball don't necessarily understand what it is that they're analyzing. Like, when you analyze stuff after the fact, like when you come at with me with analytics is only a measure of an event that has occurred. You take that evidence of an event that has occurred and you project it forward, right? But how did you get the evidence is the reason why channels like Lawrence Tears and Guard Up Knicks and others, we kind of know how to get to that root cause of things and not measure the after effect of things, right? And so when you hear people say Pacers in 6, what they're saying to you is, one, I don't want to be wrong in public. So if I say Pacers in 6 and the Knicks win, you can always come back and say, well, you know, I always wanted to root for the Knicks. That's my team, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Yeah.
Secondly, if you point out the great things that they have, it puts fear in, so people kind of want to click back to figure out, and also want to tell the whole, see, I told you was wrong. But I'm gonna tell you this, like all the stuff that everybody said. Here's the thing: the enemy of teams that want to run is a team that runs, right? The enemy of a team that likes to trap that team. Like a team that shoot. Who wanted to shoot threes more than the Celtics? Nobody. That wound up being their Achilles heel against us, right? And in order for Indiana to get to the things that they want to do best, for one, they have to grind out possessions against the Knicks in the half court, right?
Right. Yeah.
Where we have elite defenders at the positions that they trust to score.
Yeah.
Right. That's one thing. For one to just think that, just to talk about Cat's offense and Brunson's offense and not talk about Bridges' defense and OG's defense, to me is concerning from content creators. Two, right? They have the ground up possessions in half court, right? And the other part is they want to get out and run. That means when we miss, they get the rebound and push it, assuming that they're going to have some sort of rebounding advantage against us, even if not counting the numbers. I'm saying they'll have some type of lineup where they can exploit a certain rebounding matchup so that they can get out and run. But how do you do that? How do you do that if you change your lineup to go big to out rebound the Knicks, and then when you get it, you take that adjusted big lineup to get out to do the other thing that you like to do, and that's run.
Right.
Right. Like
it doesn't match. It doesn't match up. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Like if you play Bryant and Turner together, and then tell me that team is also going to get out and run, who y'all think y'all talking to? I know basketball, bro. I know Miles Turner is not a gazelle in the open court. I know Thomas Bryant is not a gazelle in the open court. Now, if you're telling me, well, what we'll do is play Obi Toppin and Pascal Siakam together so that we can get out and run. Sure, they can run, but who's going to get the rebound? There's no way you're telling me Obi Toppin and Pascal Siakam is going to out rebound Cat and OG. What are we talking about?
No,
right?
That's not happening.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So when we talk about these things,
don't forget Mitch and Hart, all great rebounders.
Hart, yeah.
Right.
Yo, it's crazy. That's crazy that you say that, right? Because people are talking about the Knicks going to the glass, right? And getting beat in transition because they're going to the offensive glass. Okay, these paces are leaking out. So they're leaking out, right? That's leaving offensive rebound possibilities for us on the other end.
That's
so it works both ways.
Big because he did that.
Right, exactly.
It works both ways, man.
Us, one of the guys that do that for them, we traded him because we didn't like that.
Right, exactly. Obi Toppin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know. And if you want to get out and run, get out and run. But if you better not be doing that with Mitch on the floor. You got to have two bodies on that guy, because if not, he's going to get the offensive rebound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then
one and done for them.
And if you started to leak out already, then you leaving Brunson open, you leaving McCall open, you leaving OG open.
The Knicks are rebounding 20% of their misses.
Come on,
that's crazy.
That's a large
in the playoffs, man.
That's a large percentage.
Come on, man.
And what if they and so the other thing, just real quick, I'm sorry, man, you got me in this zone, man.
Nah, bro. Cook.
Bro. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. So what if they get mad aggressive trying to get on the boards to keep Cat and Mitch off the boards, and everybody know two of their big men are out for the season, right? Zeke Jackson and James Wiseman. They both of them have been out since November, I think. Right. And now you're telling me that they're going to be super physical on the boards, risk picking up fouls to their big men in order so they can get out and run?
Nope.
So what's going to happen when Thomas Bryant gets in foul trouble or Miles Turner gets in foul trouble?
And now to be very clear, it's Thomas Bryant. Goga Batadze ain't walking through that door.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Right.
My point is is okay. So now, if one of your big men is in foul trouble, the other one has a guard cat. Who is their weak side rim protection going to be?
Obi.
Pascal Siakam? Are you now going to risk him getting in foul trouble
Come
when
on,
Cat
man.
goes to the rim?
Yep.
It's all of these things, this snowballing effect. I know we think about, ooh, their name is Pacers. That means they like to run, right? Oh, I get it, right? But how are they going to do that? Because the thing about championship fights is styles make fights,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's their style versus our style,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so we're a team of runs. Sometimes you're gonna get out to a 15-point lead on us, and all we're gonna do is chew bubblegum because we know our 25-7 run is coming,
Yep.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're a team of runs, right?
Mhm.
You get up by 20 and be dapping up everybody, and Tom Thibodeau is over there cleaning his nails, like, yo, we already know we got to go on a 35-11 run any moment,
Mhm. Yep.
right?
Yep.
That's our style,
And then good luck scoring
Yo,
on that
and
run.
by the way, bro,
right?
speaking of runs, the Knicks have gone on some
Monster.
Crazy
massive runs in this
Yeah.
postseason, man. Like
Facts.
almost like, I mean, shocking runs. It
Right.
started in game one, right?
Yeah.
Against the Pistons, that 21-0 run.
Mm-hmm.
But like that continued. Like we've seen other runs like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. Like some of these runs,
That's
are
our
just
style,
crazy,
bro.
man.
That's who we are.
Like this
Yeah.
devastating run.
That's an identity, and that's, to me, that's, you gotta tip your hat to Tom Thibodeau for playing to the talent of his guys. You know what I'm saying? Tom doesn't get a lot of credit for the
Not
minutes,
enough.
a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day, I still give Tom credit for his in-game adjustments, because I love his game-to-game adjustments. It's kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He's two different people, because when the next game comes, it's kind of like he has a plan and he executes it, and everyone executes the plan to like perfection. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to give this guy credit for allowing the team to go through the ebbs and flows that they went through during the season and to stick with them. He didn't change lineups around and do other things and give this guy less minutes and that guy. Like he listen, I'm sticking with my guys. This is who I'm going to go with.
Right.
They're going to play a lot of minutes all year because I'm going to trust them in the playoffs when I need them to play a lot of minutes. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what a coach who understands the moment that he's in does. He doesn't try to make himself bigger than the moment or make this about him. Like, he's not making this about him at all. Like, this is about this team and how they band together and how they execute on a night-to-night basis. Like he says, it's about effort and execution. He says every single game. You know what I mean? Effort and execution. If these guys give me the effort and they execute, there's not much I can do. I don't got to say much to them. They know what they're supposed to do coming in. It's not rocket science. Like we know our game plan. Stick to the game plan and even give him more credit for what he's done. He did defensively with the Celtics and got them out of here. That needs a lot more credit. Not only did he change the defensive style that we've played the entire season, but we beat the defending champs in doing so.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that doesn't just happen. You know what I mean? That doesn't just happen. That takes someone who's quite crazy, who just does nothing but studies tape all day. We know how crazy Tom Thibodeau is. He's obsessed with this game. Like he sleeps at the freaking facility. Like the guy does not care about anything else but basketball. So I mean, like, I have my quarrels. Everybody has their quarrels about Tom Thibodeau. Cool. He's winning games. I don't want to have any conversations about what this guy is or isn't doing. It's worked up until this point. So I'm gonna give him the credit. So, me personally, I think this series comes down to coaching and which team executes the game plan better, because like you said, it's a battle of styles. You know what I'm saying? So whose style is going to trump? Now, it's not just styles, because if we're looking at styles and on paper what we have, if the style and what we have on paper matches up, this should be over in a short time. But I don't want to take anything from the Pacers because they are a basketball team who was in the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
But
Yeah.
they are going to have to
They
see.
going to say shout out to the Minute Police.
Yeah, of course. You know, I mean, they're still out there. They're still
But
out there.
they waiting to pounce. They
They're waiting to
waiting to
pounce.
pounce.
The game
But
where uh Tatum got hurt. Everybody was like, Tibbs, get the guys out the game. Like everybody was scared at that point. Like, yo, the game's over.
Right.
Get them out the game. Like it's you know what I mean? Let's come on. And even I think what night was it? Was it the last game?
it's game 6.
Yeah, it was
Game 6. It's game 6. We're up by what 30?
Almost
Yeah.
40.
Coach.
The bench
What
game,
lead,
man.
Bro,
what
you
lead
know
are you
I'm
not
not the
scared
Minute
of?
Police, bro. Even I was sitting there like, bruh.
What lead are you not scared of? Like, what lead are you not scared of, coach?
Like, bruh, you cannot be this shook, Tibbs. Like, let's go. Get
Bro,
these guys out of there.
Especially with guys coming off injury, Cat coming off the finger, Brunson coming off the ankle,
Yeah,
OG
get him out of
with the
there.
hamstring. Come on, dog. What are we doing?
what are we doing,
Yeah.
bro? And sometimes he earns the criticism. Like he really, really earns his
But-
criticism.
John
hold
Terry was
on.
out there with a black eye. His face was swollen.
But yo, check it out though, guys. The Cleveland Cavaliers, right?
Mhm.
We had to hear their fans all year talk about how they play 11 guys and nobody's playing more than 30 minutes per game, blah blah blah, all of this nonsense. And then they get into the playoffs, everybody's belly button is hurting, so they're missing games left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Then after they get taken out, their coach had the audacity to go on the microphone and say that my guys were gassed. Excuse me? Excuse me? The guys who you didn't play any minutes all year?
Who said that?
Kenny Atkinson.
Oh yeah.
So I was confused because I'm like, were they gassed because they weren't ready for that playoff intensity and physicality because you played them 29 minutes per game in the regular season? Like, why are they gassed? They should not. These are professional athletes.
Talk about that real quick.
Like, bro, did you think that you're going to go into the playoffs, right, and play 10, 11, 12 guys? Like, I don't even know. You play your best guys as many minutes as you can, bro.
Yeah.
Like, your best guys are the guys that's going to take you there.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody was saying, oh, the Knicks need to play Precious. For what? For what? Like, why would I play Precious for?
Mm-hmm.
That means that somebody better than him is not on the court.
Right.
That's the
No,
problem.
I think that's fraud. I think that's fraud. That's and the reason why I say that is when coaches don't have answers, like when a coach legitimately gets outfoxed, I think that a lot of times the first thing they point to is energy and effort. Right? Oh man, we came out flat, or the guys were gassed, they played a certain. Nah, bro. Indiana coach outfoxed you in the playoffs. Just take it. Yo, this just one to grow on. Right? It's just Indiana came in with less talent. They were playing together. Y'all have the Cavs have an abundance of talent. Right? Their bench is they have DeAndre Hunter and Max Strus. These dudes be like the 4th and 5th guy on most teams. They like the 6th, 7th, and 8th guy on Cleveland. Right? This is not when coaches get. That's why when I be careful about the coach speak. Right? Like when the coach get to the podium and say, "Yeah, we came out flat." No, you're not going to tell me that an NBA player, like 10 dudes came out not ready to play. These are 10 separate individuals. Right. All of them, they're not going to conspire to come out and not give effort.
Right.
It's what the coach did. The coach came out with a plan. It was whack. They probably got dug themselves in a hole. It took a lot of energy to get them out of the hole just to make it competitive, and then they would just probably tie it down the stretch.
Yeah.
Right. Like, because I heard Tip say it one time, like, "Hey man, we came out flat. We weren't ready to play." Nah, dog. You probably had a game plan. It was whack. They jumped out on this because of the game plan that we had, It took a lot of energy to get us back in the game, and we just didn't have nothing down the stretch.
Facts.
It's okay for a coach to say, I tried something and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Right. But since coaches are on the hottest of all,
scared to say that. Yeah.
You don't want to say that.
A coach can't say that he was wrong and fear losing his job.
Right. Absolutely.
But the fact of the matter is that he didn't play them a lot of minutes. They weren't conditioned for the playoffs. They won a lot of games. Now people think of Kenny Atkinson as a legitimate NBA coach. Like, oh, Kenny Atkinson is not just a guy. He's pretty good because they won a lot of games, right? But as soon as they got into an X's and O's chess match with somebody else, they lost. Right.
Man,
and they out here like they beat a team. Think about in round one. Y'all saw who they beat in round one, right? The Miami Heat. Who was a shell of an NBA team after the Jimmy Butler trade.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That was a cakewalk for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. The coach didn't even have to strategize or nothing. He was like, hey man, y'all just go out there and don't embarrass us. And I believe they beat the elimination game. It looked like a March Madness game, Duke versus Sisters of the Blind. That's what it looked like. Sisters of the Blind. And then so when you get him to a champion, mind you, Rick Carlisle has won a championship.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And and this same team was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Mm-hmm.
And Cleveland not only lost, but they made a poor representation of themselves. They look bad doing it because there's no harm in losing, but when you look bad doing
they do the same shit every year, Freezy.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. So when I hear
you want to talk about soft? You want to talk about soft, Freezy? Them motherfuckers is soft, bro. Soft is baby shit, man.
And JD Bickerstaff have been saying that, and they fired him for that.
Jared Allen is a sucker, bro.
Yeah.
He's a sucker,
Yo,
bro.
he's a really, really nice guy. He's a really,
I heard he's really nice around the kids.
Really nice guy.
He's really good.
Super nice. Super nice. Like you could give him your car keys. Like super dope. Don't ever gotta worry about him kind of guy, bro.
Damn.
He's tall. He's tall too, but he's a nice guy. He's a really, really nice guy. And sometimes we saw it in the series versus us. You know, like Mitchell Robinson single-handedly took both of those guys out of that series.
Yeah, Evan Mobley
single-handedly. So,
bro, they was double team boxing him out like Reggie White coming off the edge.
Yeah,
it was bad. It was listen. The guys are soft. Like, and when I say soft, I'm not like, because we had the same conversation with Kat, right? You know what I mean? When he came in and everybody was saying he was soft this, soft that.
Yeah.
And you kind of don't even hear that no more. Is everything all right over there, Joe?
My dog just fell off the couch.
Right.
I forgot what I was even saying, bro.
See, if Jared Allen was there, that would have never happened, bro.
Yeah, right. Jared Allen would have caught that dog, bro.
She spilled my water everywhere, yo.
Yeah. And see, if Jared Allen was there, he'd have played some Whitney Houston music and went in there and saved him. He'd have saved the day, bro.
Jared Allen would have been there with his long ass arm and just caught the dog. Bro, oh my gosh. But just going back to the point that throughout the season, I saw them play, and I'm watching, and I'm like, this is a really, really good team. But what is their weakness? What is the weakness that the Cleveland Cavaliers have? You know what I mean? And I just continued to watch, and I'm like, they go off of offense. As long as shots are going in, they're good. And that reminds me of another team that we just beat in the second round. As long as those shots are going in, you guys got a chance. But the moment those shots don't go in, it's kind of like, we were saying, like, we got to get to the basket. These guys they just keep shooting. They keep hoisting the shots up. There's no one that gets to the basket, gets to the foul line, makes the tough shots. No one wants to take a mid range anymore. So when you have a team like the Knicks that come out and they just they don't shoot any twos. We shoot. All those stats came out all year. We shoot the least amount of. We don't even shoot any threes. We don't guard the three, and everyone shoots all of these threes better than all of us. And somewhere Tibbs was like, I'm cool with all of that.
Yeah.
Let's just live with it. Let's do what we know is the best Knicks offense, defense, whatever it is. Let's just continue to do that. And that's what he's done. And look what you can actually see the difference in what that play style did versus a very, very capable basketball team. Even without Jason Tatum, that is a capable basketball team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That is a capable basketball team. So,
you still feared them even after Tatum went down. I still had a healthy fear.
yeah. I mean, even you watch Game 5. It was
Yeah,
kind
you
of
saw
like,
Game 5. Yeah.
okay, these guys, and like I said, as long as those shots are going down,
Yeah.
don't have to worry about them at all. But when
And
Game
that's
6 came around,
yeah, much different.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
once you guard Derek White and you put a man on Pritchard, they don't have anything.
right?
Because
No.
Derek White, they anticipated Tatum shooting, and he went off, but then White was constantly left open for his shot, and he's dangerous from the three.
Constantly.
But when they locked them up, they had nothing.
Yeah.
And then that's when the series, I was just like, yes, I'm not even worried.
This is our series now. And then, and that was good to see that we made the adjustment, and it was it was something that we knew we could sustain. There were some things that I wanted to see better from Cat defensively, and I got to see that towards the end of that series. So, I'm confident in this team. Let's just get out of here because we can talk about it. It's already 12 o'clock. It's midnight.
Yeah.
I'm confident in this team and what this team can do in this series. Like I said, I got them going. The series going 5. I won't be surprised if the refs take a hold of a game or two, you know what I mean, and try to impose their will. But I've seen enough from these Knicks to know that they can withstand a lot of that.
Yes.
And even withstand not shooting well and making a lot of shots. As long as they don't let these guys go on a run, and Tibbs calls the timeouts before it gets crazy, because sometimes he lets them run, he figure it out on their own. But as long as they do what they're supposed to do and guarding this team, and we have the talent and we have the game style that should trump what they have. You know what I mean?
Like I always say with the Pacers, you just got to stay out of the blender, yo.
That's it. Yeah.
You got to stay out of the blender.
Once it gets crazy, it's like
once you're in the blender, man. It can get real ugly for you really quickly. So stay out of the blender. Try not to be in rotations all the time, because if you're in rotation all the time, like it's gonna be a long series, guys.
It's gonna be a long series, and then you're gonna see a lot of different Knicks fans start to call out the coach again and start to call out Mikal Bridges and the usual suspects. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, this team has what it takes to win. We shall see
hopefully
tomorrow.
Also, let's hope these guys cool off a little bit, because they've been shooting some percentages that are really not sustainable. So, I mean, is it sustainable for a month? Maybe. And that's what I'm worried about, because they've been doing it now for a couple of weeks and they haven't really cooled off. So let's hope these guys cool off. I think they will, because they're playing the best team they've played so far.
Right.
So
they will.
Competition is a little bit different.
Yep. And like I said, we have the wings to combat what they do pretty well, you know what I'm saying, and getting up and down the floor as well. But and as I'm looking over at the broadcast, and they got Mike Malone out here auditioning, basically.
Yeah, I seen him. I'm looking at him too.
He's definitely auditioning. So shout out to Mike Malone. But anyway, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to the chat. Everyone in the chat, you guys have been bumping all night. Hit that like button. Fritz, Thotty Huxtable, Vlad Drac, Carbon Intellect, Mets, Knicks fan. Let's go. It's just a lot of you guys in here. There's a lot of you guys that came and showed love. And
Yo, and stop letting Dante do what he doing in the chat, y'all. Y'all gotta check him. Y'all gotta
listen,
check him, yo.
I
and
think
don't
at
fall
this
into the
point
trap.
people just ignore him though. So I think that's just what it is because
Nah, we New
they put their
Yorkers, bro.
comments right after.
We New Yorkers, man. We check people. Like you
We,
gotta check them. If
but it's
if
also,
if
but
if it was back
you've been
in
on
the
the
day,
subway
bro, and
before.
he came on your block, yo, you would ask him what he doing on your block, yo. Like, come on now.
But I also, it's also a New York thing to see somebody on the train acting crazy and just turn the other head.
Exactly. I didn't
That is
see
a fact.
nothing.
We like, bro, whatever, bro. Just don't bring
That's
that
a
shit over
fact.
here. Just don't bring
That's
that
a
over
fact,
here
yo.
with me and my
Exactly.
family. Let's do your thing over there, my G. So
Motherfuckers could be in the train car doing backflips, bro, and people will just
facts,
keep listening to their music, minding their business.
word, like flipping a book, do rag hanging right in front of your face. You just chilling, like, yo, whatever, bro. Like my stop, I get off at 2 stops. Like I'm good. I'm out of here. So yeah, man. I'm a New Yorker too. Of course, you're New Yorker, man. Like, this is why we're having this conversation, because I'm disappointed in you. And you were a big Jalen Brunson and Nick supporter last year. But anyway, I don't want to bring up no receipts. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to continue to drag this on and have as much fun as I possibly can. So, fellas, thank y'all for coming out, spending some time. It's midnight. It's late. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I think I gotta follow Freezy. I don't know if I follow Freezy,
Yes, and now and he
which
just now,
is crazy. I see him in the chat now.
yeah.
I know I'm subscribed on his YouTube, but I'm not sure if I
You don't
follow him
follow him
on
on
like
Twitter. Yeah.
Instagram.
I was gonna tell him where you can find him, but you can
Yo,
find him
plug it in.
on
Yo, Freezy, plug it in the chat where we can find you on all platforms, please.
right. Plug it in the chat. Plug it in the chat at Blondes Tears on Twitter. I don't know about the other platforms, but my guy Freezy, Uncle Freezy, always bringing the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? The OGism to the building always. And shout out to you for being able to come out and show us some love, man. Joe, Rick, any last words? Y'all got anything that y'all want to let out
I
before
got something.
the game
I got something
starts
real quick.
tomorrow? Before the jump
I
ball?
live in the middle of nowhere. Why is y'all internet going out and mine isn't? Like,
I'm all the way in the basement, man. I'm all the way in the corner. It does this every show. I
you
get
need one
kicked
of
off
those.
every
You need one of those. You
time.
know what you need, Ricky? You might need
Booster?
one of those boosters.
Yeah. I thought about getting one, but the guy who came to look at things and he was just like they don't really work. So I'm like, all right,
Oh, that's
well,
disappointing. So I'm
yeah.
wasting some money then.
Wait. Who do you have? Who's your provider?
I have Optimum. But I think they're messing with me because they want me to upgrade to this new thing that they got, and I will, but I just don't feel like doing it right now.
I
So
I have AT&T and I got the boosters, and the boosters actually do work.
yeah,
They have to be able to feed off of the internet. So if you have your modem
yeah,
here and you put the booster on the other side of the house, it's not gonna work like that.
right.
It has to be close enough to connect. So I actually have 4 boosters in my house.
Damn.
And they bounce off of each, because I got the kids upstairs, they playing at Xbox all day. So it's like, and my wife works from home, so I need boosters all over the
Yeah.
I
house.
got one somewhere. I don't know where the hell it is right now. I don't need it right now, but I needed it at the last apartment.
And for me, with AT&T, they were $10, and that was it. It was a one-time fee. So boom, it was like $40, and I got 4 different ones, and then that was it. Don't gotta worry about it.
I seen some on Amazon, but that's not the point I wanted to make. I wanted to say I don't think we mentioned the fact that Deuce McBride had that chase down block.
Oh yes, we did not talk about Deuce at all.
Because that was big. That was, for me, that was a momentum shift.
Yeah, that was a huge play because I think we got a steal and then they stole it back and then Deuce chased them down, got the block, and then we came down and I think we hit a 3. I don't remember who it was. No,
Right.
Josh probably got
it was a
one.
layup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Josh probably got an
Josh
one.
had the Euro and 1 layup.
Yeah.
Yep. That was a huge play, and that was kind of like the
I stood
moment
up
where
and
we.
clapped.
No,
By the
that
way,
was the moment. At that moment,
Deuce is 12 for his last 24 from 3. By the way,
yeah, he's
thought I'd point that
woken.
out.
He's woken up. He's woken up, and I want him to carry. I didn't want to mention it too much because I wanted him to just silently carry that into the next series. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that play, when that play went down and he hit the and one, that's when I stood up and I said, "This, we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals." I was like, "Yo," like I felt it, like it was real. But
I watched that game 3 times, by the way.
Yo, listen, man, it won't be that. There's no way we won't run that back over and over and over and over again in Knicks history. You know, in our
yeah, my DVR saved stuff for 9 months, y'all. So
you're gonna be happy before 9 months. You're gonna be straight. So tomorrow, 8:00, it all begins. We will see you guys next Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue this trend, fellas. We doing good, man. I love it. I love it, man. It's been a while. I've also been over there with the on the KOT channel, Nick the Tom Show channel with the Knicks Nightcap crew.
Yeah,
so
I gotta start pulling up on Thursdays, man. Sometimes I'll be working overtime or I just be busy, man.
Salute to Phil Porto. Salute to Eru at Die Hard Knicks podcast. We try to have a great discussion every Thursday over there, and also Phil. We do a segment with we try out some whiskeys, and Phil is a wizard with these whiskeys, bro. It's like I didn't even know this was a thing, but he's able to tell you exactly if it's oak or vanilla, caramel, apple.
He's a connoisseur, bro.
Honestly, he can tell you everything that's in that beverage.
I'm a pretty big whiskey guy, as you know, but I don't think I'm on his level.
No, I don't think anybody's touching his level that I know for sure. He's on another level. So come over there on the Nick of Time Show channel on Thursdays. We will be talking about the actual game 1 at that point. So come on over, show us some love, and we will see you back here next Tuesday.
My basketball decanter.
You are. Please don't drop that, bro.
I'm not gonna drop it.
We don't need that kind of luck before game 1, bro.
Yeah, my basketball whiskey decanter.
Bro, hopefully you don't need too much of it this series. You know what I mean? You can have some good drinks.
I haven't had no whiskey in a minute, so I've been chilling.
That's good.
It's been like 2 years, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
I
got whiskey, but it's been a minute since I had any in the house.
Yeah, Phil's got me a whole bunch of samples. We got weeks worth of samples to go through. We had 2XO, the vinyl, 2XO whiskey, the vinyl strand on last Thursday.
Yeah,
and bro, that was so smooth. That was so smooth.
But you know what he doesn't have?
What is
my address?
He needs to send it to you. Listen, bro. What I had to go through to get these bottles, man, bro. I had to take a nap in front of his mom's house in order to get them. Listen, it's some good stuff. It's some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But listen, you guys have been great. Thank y'all. Let's carry this energy into tomorrow night. Let's have a good Wednesday, good vibes, and let's get this dub, man. Let's get this dub in the Garden, and let's turn up. Eastern Conference Finals, the first time in 25 years, man. I can't believe it. Let's do it to the sky. Salute to y'all, man. Until next time.
Peace. Good vibes, orange and blue skies. Deuce McBride.
Knicks and 5. Peace, y'all. Oh, pass the mic to a killer, he get the slaying. I'm Kakarot, all of my bros is Super Saiyan. We stacking blocks, protect the basket, you in the playing. We at the Mecca, hit the game winning shot like I'm Jalen. Manifesting energies, praying for my enemies. Taking vacays in the keys, working on our synergy. Changing up my wardrobe, never my identity. Smoke until I gotta look.